for you?
Yeah, I'm happy to start.
Okay.
As we had discussed, the district felt it was a good time to update the facilities master plan. The last update was started in 2015-16. We're obviously 5 years out from it. We've accomplished a number of important things, including the opening of the Lower Ponus building. The Jefferson project is in very active design, and the Cranberry project is in very active design. Obviously, we know there's been a delay relative to Columbus, and there's work afoot to try to move that initiative forward. You layer on top of that the fact that the strategic operating plan, the original strategic operating plan is now concluded, and we have a new superintendent, and we're in the process of updating the strategic operating plan. It just seemed to, for a whole constellation of reasons, made sense to take a new look at the facilities plan and figure out what changes we need to make and where we need to go relative to facilities over the next 5 to 10 years. And so we issued an RFP. I see Karen Bartron is here, our district purchasing agent, and we had a selection committee, including board member Barbara Meyer Mitchell was on that committee, and I'm sure she can fill in some of the details of why the committee is making the recommendation they are. But we received, I believe, and I sent a memo out on this, which hopefully you have. I believe we received 9 proposals. It was shortlisted to 3. We interviewed the 3 top proposers, and Karen conducted reference checks, and ultimately the committee is making a recommendation to award the bid to it's a group, Newman and the DLR group. And Newman is based out of New Haven and has done extensive work in Connecticut, and in particular has done work for the Board of Education in New Haven. You may be aware that New Haven really undertook what was a system-wide renovation of all of their buildings, about $1.5 billion program. Now they, of course, have a much higher state reimbursement than we do, and but in any event, they had a very successful rebuilding program, and Newman was involved in that, along with a number of other Connecticut projects. And the DLR group is a national, or maybe it's international, I'm not sure, but they're a major architectural design and planning firm with a significant presence in the K-12 education space, and they really bring, I think, a great deal of national expertise and really sort of cutting edge current thinking about how facilities impact instruction and the way that facilities can be designed to help further instruction is an important component of what they bring to the table. So I think we've found a firm that we think really has a great combination of skill sets. In particular, they've got quite a bit of strength in the area in terms of the educational planning component of this, because it's important that we incorporate our limited dollars to not just sort of fix up facilities, but to also really move the district in directions we're trying to move the district educationally and from an equity standpoint. So equity is also obviously a very important priority for the district, and I think this group has showed that they've got experience working on in that area as well. So I don't know at this point, Frank, if you want to add anything, or Barbara, if you want to add anything, they both were participated in the interviews and the selection process. So.
Okay. You want to do Frank and then Barbara?
Yeah, just a couple of quick points. I think Karen Bartron, as always, did an amazing job in organizing this, putting the strongest vendors in front of us, and developing an evaluation matrix that each of the panelists completed for each of the 3 finalists that we had. And she included information that we rated and weighted. And some of those categories included the firm's history, their resource capability, any past experiences or awards that we thought should be considered, the qualifications of the staff that they would be bringing on to do this feasibility study. Karen can speak to this in more depth, but references and the quality and the content of those references. Another one that we weighted was the creativity of the proposals. That one actually we weighted a bit more heavily, and I think for good reason. And I won't go through the entire list, but I thought it was just a comprehensive, objective process, and I think we have the right team to come on and help support us in this work. And I'll turn it over to Barbara.
I would concur. I think you guys hit most of the points. I'm very excited that this study will take it a step beyond what the last did, which was a very structural look. And this is really much more about demographics and need, with an equity lens built into the discussion. And I was very pleased to see the follow-up from Newman regarding their work in that area as well in some projects that they've been involved in. So I think we're going to be very happy with the results of their work. And they also were able to fit our tight turnaround because they have such a robust staffing. They're able to meet that timeline that we were hoping to do. So.
Okay, great. Colin, did you have any questions you wanted to ask?
Just for those who had a chance to interview them, did you get a sense? I think it's important for us to, as we do this new study, to have a certain amount of elasticity to respond to, sort of minor shifts in the district, whether it's demographically, otherwise, over the next few years. Did you get a sense that, that we can get a study out of them that could have that kind of elasticity?
Yes, because they will present sort of their findings with options, and we can work our way through them and prioritize, which I thought, they'll have a weighting system for how to evaluate where our priorities need to be. And I thought that was a very compelling reason to work with them. I also really, as Tom said, I really appreciate that they have both extensive experience with how things work in Connecticut, as well as that outside of the box, outside of Connecticut thinking as well. So it's a really nice combination.
Sounds great.
Awesome. Okay, so shall we now move that this go to the board for a vote, or do we just approve it in committee?
I think we have to send it to the board.
Move it to the board, okay. May I have a motion?
Yeah, I move.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so we move to recommend that we accept this recommendation to the full board. Sorry about that. Excellent, thank you. And then we just actually do have one public comment that I will read into the record. And it is from Medard Thomas, who's the principal of Columbus, our CMS Magnet School. And it says, "Good evening, esteemed members of the BOE. On behalf of the CMS K-8 community, we would like to know where we stand on the district's commitment to building a new school. We have seen schools that were not on the list in the past suddenly show up in the master plan for major renovations or full rebuilding. Although we do not begrudge the needs of our fellow schools to improve their condition, we want to know what became of the tireless amount of time and energy we devoted to creating specs for a new building. Due to enrollment figures swelling for the next few years, we face a serious capacity issue. The CMS building was to either have become a neighborhood school or an IB magnet school. The current CMS school was to decrease the size of their sections for every grade to accommodate a middle school. Despite lacking several amenities found in a standard middle school setting, the school has operated successfully without interruption to educational needs due to creativity and flexibility of our staff and devoted parents as well as children. Yet this leaves CMS in a quagmire because enrollment has become a concern. We understand the challenges brought on by the present global situation, but want to know if the district will honor its commitment to building a new magnet school building for the present CMS K-8 community, or if we will stay in our current location. Respectfully submitted, Majard Thomas, CMS K-8 principal. So that is our public comment. And to that point, I think we've discussed in this committee the need to have a more transparent communication among all of the schools in the district about the process by which repairs and renovations and buildings are assessed and rubriced and all of this. And so we can do more of that moving forward in this committee too. Okay, is there anything else that we have to go through? Nope.
I don't think
Okay,
so.
well then this can be the shortest facilities committee meeting ever. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Oop,
I'll second.
Ellen moves, Barbara seconds. All in favor? Aye.
Hi.
Bye.
Boom.
Thank you all.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
I'll
you,
see some of
everybody.
you at 6 o'clock.
See you soon.
Good night.
Bye, friends. Thank you.
Karen.
Good night.